Hello and welcome. My name is Natalie Schlute. I'm your psychic success coach, and today's reading is all about where you will be in 6 months from now. It does not matter when you choose to watch this video recording of this tarot card reading. Your prediction is from today and 6 months on, whether you're watching it in 2020, 2021, or beyond. So the way this is going to work is you're going to choose between pile 1, 2, and 3, and then you get to skip ahead to the actual reading in the video time-stamped on your pile so that you just get your full reading of where you will be in 6 months from now. If you enjoy using a crystal to help you decide which pile resonates with you most, take a moment to see which one jumps out at you. But we have over here, there is a pink agate on top of this pile 1. Over on pile 2, we have a blue onyx. And over here on pile 3 is a red tiger's eye crystal. So take a moment and decide and then skip ahead to your reading. For those of you who chose pile 1, this is your initial card spread reading with the pink agate here. And we have some interesting transitions happening for you over the next 6 months in particular. A couple of different elements of your life that are kind of reshaping and elevating, and you're also working through. We'll start over here on the left. We have the 3 of Pentacles that's inverted. So you can see these 3 men here. They're closely tied, connected, kind of your relationship, your community, but it's inverted, which means that there's some conflict going on. Maybe you're feeling disconnected from your friends, from your coworkers, from your community. This could be for some of you in the recent past, or it might be happening right now. For everyone, the readings can be slightly different with the timelines, but understand that there are some things that are feeling a little disconnected from you, and particularly with the people in your life, and some of those elements of your external world and reality. But things are going to come together for you. We have the 6 of Pentacles upright, and you can see that there's this reconnection. There's also what's showing as like this balance, right? Things are actually going to come back into balance for you. They're going to come into fruition. Some of those relationships are healing and progressing in a really positive way. And as you move through the next few months, you are going to experience a lot of fruition. You can imagine this as if it was like a money tree. This is the 7 of Pentacles. And so things are really coming into abundance in your physical world. So all 3 of these cards are really representative of things that are happening outside of you, that are happening in your life and in the world around you. And so this is just kind of giving you a little bit of an overview of some of the life events that are happening, just some of the small things, the relationships, kind of your connection, and then also what you're bringing forth in the things that you want to manifest, whether this is money, whether this is kind of lifestyle stuff, material objects, things that are actually drawing towards you. But one word of caution is that as you start to bring these things into fruition, we want to make sure that you're not overburdening yourself. There's a little bit of a burnout happening here over the next 6 months. And you might, for some of you, again, you might even be feeling some of this now. You might have been on this path already. But you can see that the 10 of Wands, he's carrying this really heavy load. He's got all of these wands in his back, and he's hiking, he's working very hard. And I'm sensing for a lot of you, there's a very strong connection with some of the relationships and some of the things that you're manifesting and bringing into fruition financially and otherwise. And so just keep in mind that your thoughts and the way you approach getting to your goals, the things that you want to bring into fruition, the things that you're doing in your business, with your friends, with travel, with moving, with, whatever life events you have on that you're really working towards over the next 6 months, because that's a little different for each of you. Be aware of your mindset, of the reason why you're doing these big shifts in your life right now, of kind of taking everything, but still being really present and enjoying your life, because we just want to make sure that you're not burning out, that you're not kind of going through things and hustling to get to where you want to be financially, or with certain elements in your life, and then burning yourself out. You have a chance to find some balance, and then I would love to see you continue keeping that balance. And so the next cards we're going to lay over are really going to be more geared towards how we can create a little bit more balance with this. You already have some really good things. Like, this is an amazing card, by the way. This is, I don't want to downplay it, but you have a lot of really good things coming for you in the next 6 months. I just want to be sure that the burnout doesn't happen. It doesn't have to happen that way. We don't have to work so hard that we experience burnout, or it affects our health, or we end up in a space where we're not really enjoying the fruits of our labor because we've hustled too much. We've neglected, maybe some of the relationships and let other things go out of balance in our life. So it's important to kind of keep everything somewhat in balance for yourself, but we'll definitely have some advice on how to work through that. So we have next, winter. The answer to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So keep that in mind. If you had a specific thing that you wanted information about, if there was, like when you did this reading, you really had a subject in mind of where you wanted something to go in the next 6 months, whether that was career, relationship, and that kind of thing, it may be arriving for you in the winter months. This doesn't mean it's only going to come in the winter months. There may be an element, a shifting point, a really big aha moment, some insights, a paradigm shift, or some, acts of faith and connections. There will be some things happening in winter. And for those of you that are watching, understand that this reading is from the moment, from whenever you watch this video. So it's not from the day I posted and 6 months from there. This reading is for you right now. So 6 months from whatever day it is that you are watching this is your reading for the next 6 months. And I want to keep that in mind as you look at this, because winter, depending on when you watch this, you might be in the middle of winter right now. Things may be already happening for you. You may be watching this in the summer, and 6 months down the road, things are really going to come into fruition, what you've been asking about. Or you may have a different timeline. This may be spring for you right now, and you're like, gosh, this is supposed to be a 6-month prediction, but winter's, like another 9 months down the road. So keep in mind that there's going to be a pivotal point in the next winter for you. Winter can also represent a phase in your mindset, like kind of a new moon energy where things are a little slower and a little more contemplative. We have these cycles in life that happen for us. And so just know that this can represent a few different things. And I'm saying that because your guides and angels are telling me that there's a couple different options depending on who is watching this and at what time and what the question, the answers that you're looking for in this particular reading. We also have over here the daughter card. The answer to your questions involve your daughter. So I also want to keep in mind some bigger perspective on some of these cards. So as the winter card can have multiple meanings, it can be literal winter, but it can also be a metaphorical winter. Like I said, it could be a new moon. It could be, on a female, your menstrual cycle. It can be in a phase where you're feeling more winter, a little more introspective. The same goes with the daughter card. So some of you may be thinking, well, I don't have a daughter. What could this be? For some of you, it may literally be a daughter. For some of you, it may not. It might be the inner child within you. It may be about doing some inner child work. It could also be just the energy. Think about the energy of a young girl, that innocence, that playfulness, that curiosity, the fun, the imagination, the magic that they experience. This, I'm sensing, is something that you may want to be bringing to your own life. Also, keep in mind, this is right here next to the 10 of Wands. And so this is a very heavy burden, kind of overthinking life and stressing about life so much. But then on top of it is the daughter card. The answer to your questions involve your daughter, involving that childlike innocence within you, that curiosity, that fun. If we burden ourselves so much with putting so much pressure on how things are supposed to be and the way life is all the time in order to get what we want to get, but then we get there and we finally get all of the money and the finances and the abundance, and we manifest all the things we want, but then we're feeling exhausted. What was the point of that journey over the last 6 months? If you're not enjoying the journey because you're working so hard and you're burning yourself out, then you don't even have the energy to enjoy the fun stuff. So this card is really here to encourage you to enjoy the small things in life now, to be really present, to be joyful, to have curiosity, and let go of the stress of the timeline of I have to get things done by whatever your timeline is. Most of us have this idea in our mind that it's going to take this long to build a business. It's going to take this long to make this much money. My relationships are going to work out by this time. And we have all these ideas, these thoughts of how things are supposed to go. And that's where we really stress ourselves out. But instead, if you just approach life from I'm going to enjoy and be present in the moment, that is when the really big shifts will happen for you. We also have for you the Atlantis card and Transparency. Both beautiful cards. I really love this deck. It's absolutely gorgeous. So the Atlantis card, rapid development, excellence, and success. Yes, we have 2 cards that are telling you you're creating success, like the success is happening in your physical reality. Like things are really manifesting for you here. So that's just a confirmation. I love when we get cards that represent the same meaning multiple times. It's an even stronger read for you. We also have Transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, and present. You notice when I was talking about daughter, I mentioned, I think more than once, being present, right? Being curious and that joyfulness and authentic and genuine. Like this is really, both of these cards are about getting back to who you really are, because that is when you are going to enjoy the success. That's when you're going to have so much fun in your life and really enjoy the fruits of your labor, is when you are authentically you, when you're showing up as your best self, you're curious, you're authentic, you're present, you're genuine, and you're really honest. And that's really what the overall meaning of life is really about. It's more about showing up as that version of yourself so that you can really enjoy every moment of your life along the way. It's not just the end goal that we're reaching. And we also have here these 2 cards, 8 of Air, an illusion, being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. So when this is inverted, this is actually a good sign, right? So it's actually the opposite of the illusion, being trapped, and lack. This actually means that everything is coming to fruition for you, that things are working out, that there isn't lack, right? Where you're in a space where things are, once again, we kind of have this beautiful line right here from this card. If we take the inverted meaning of this, it's that things are manifesting. There is success. You are confident. Things are coming together for you. And you get that 3 times right across the board right here, right through the center. It's cutting straight through the next 6 months of you're on the right path. Things are really working out for you. And we also have 2 of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, positive resolution of conflict. So I love that this one came last and that we have the 3 of Pentacles inverted as the first card. This really kind of bookends in this relationship issue that was going on, because the 3 of Pentacles inverted, there was some conflict, there was some mistrust, some betrayal, some things going on in your relationships that weren't really working out. But by the end of the 6 months, wherever you're at, the relationship continues to grow closer. Forgiveness is going to be a big part of the healing in this relationship, forgiveness for the other person and for yourself, and then positive resolution of a conflict. So the conflict that you were experiencing right now, or maybe in the recent past, or coming up very, very soon, again, timelines vary just a little bit per person. It could be the last week, the last month, the next week, or the next month. For most of you, probably not the next month, but definitely in the next coming weeks. So whatever this event is, it's healing. Over this next 6 months, the issues that do come up for you are healing. Things are coming into balance. Things are coming into fruition. And as long as you stay truly authentic and be in the present, things and success will happen for you. It will happen in a way where it doesn't have to turn out as being a burden for you. Know and understand that when you get a card reading, this is the trajectory that you are currently on, but you can change it. You have the willpower to change your life at any given moment. You can step into the highest, best version of yourself. You can take this advice and this information that's coming through from your guides and angels right now and your higher self. They're all communicating to me. I can actually hear them and feel their energy. And then it's also coming through the messages of the cards. But you have a choice to change this burden. And it's really going to be, once again, just about being transparent and being more curious and childlike as you create all that success. The success is already happening. It's going to happen one way or another. You are manifesting, you are creating the success you want. So you don't have to worry about any of that. What I want you to focus on is enjoying the ride and really stepping in to the highest, best version of yourself, that fun, childlike version of you. And then also do a little bit of healing around your relationships as well. That's going to be key for you over the next few months of creating this beautiful process. I'm really excited for you. You guys have some really beautiful things coming into your life, and I'm excited to see what all of those are. If you enjoyed this reading here, be sure to give this episode a like, subscribe, and then also hit that bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. And if you're interested in going deeper, some coaching around any of the things that are going on in your life, or doing your own individual card reading, be sure to reach out to me. I have some links in the description below where you can do so. For those of you who chose pile 2 with the blue onyx, this is your initial spread. That kind of gives us an overview of the next 6 months. We have a lot of really great things coming, and so I'm really excited for you guys. We have the 5 of Pentacles inverted. So the 5 of Pentacles typically means things are kind of falling apart, but because it's inverted, it actually means the opposite. Things are working out somewhat well for you. Like, things are actually coming together more so in your physical world. So things with your health, things with your money, with your body, your life, like the actual physical material world is actually coming into fruition. Things may have felt like they were struggling a little bit before, and you might still be in the mindset of believing that things are struggling a little bit, but they're actually working out in your favor right now, which is a really great thing. Next here we have the Knight of Cups, which is inverted. So there's a little bit of an ego happening here, maybe some resistance to certain things. There could be some jealousy. There could be some comparison syndrome, which I'm picking up a lot of right now. A lot of that energy with you guys is there's a little bit of a mindset shift that needs to happen. But it's not huge. It's not as if it's really holding you back in a big way, but it's there. And keep in mind, we all have an ego. We all have things that we struggle with mentally and emotionally. That's part of the human condition. So it's completely normal. But for you, there may be some things that you need to work through, or want to work through, or improve upon when it comes to some comparison syndrome, or maybe an overinflated ego, like I said, jealousy, and kind of things like that. Just some mindset shifts that might really help you to move forward in your life. But what I love for you is that things are really coming into fruition over the next 6 months for you. You have the 10 of Cups and the Sun. The Sun is all positive, all things successful, coming to fruition. Like, this is just an amazing card. It's a beautiful card. The sun is shining, you know, everything is in the light, and everything is really positive for you. And even the 10 of Cups has a very similar kind of energy and meaning. Things are coming to fruition with your family life, your home life, your romance. Emotionally, you're feeling very supported. The cups really represent that inner world, the emotions that we experience. But when it comes to this particular card, it's also a little bit of the external world too. It's where things are finally coming into balance for you. And so you have a lot of really great things that are coming for you in the next 6 months. And these cards here are going to help kind of guide some things to work on, some things that can help you move forward through this entire process. Healing, healed, healer. So healing energy surrounds you and this situation. So if you're going through anything, and this can be healing, you know, for things of the mind, it can be healing for your physical body, for your past, for your energy. Healing. So you may be in a space where you want to do a little bit of healing over the next 6 months, and whatever that looks like for you. Healing can be something as simple as shifting some of your habits, of creating some better habits for yourself, some healthier habits. Even something as simple as a gratitude practice. I'm seeing some journaling happening, some just little mindset shifts, maybe looking at some affirmations, watching some really motivational, you know, YouTube videos every once in a while, and just doing some inner work that's going to really help you bring things to fruition even faster. And then we have over here, your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. So what I'm sensing with this card is for you guys in particular, for the majority of you, this is actually, this is very closely connected to what's going on with your ego. I don't sense that that things are really stuck coming to fruition for you, that things are, for example, not really in reach, because we have these major cards. Like, these are the primary cards that we're reading off of. This is really what's going to be happening. These are more just to help assist you. But if you have any thoughts that, you're doubting that what you desire is in reach, that's coming from the ego. That's coming from this negativity. So I'm sensing that there might be some doubts, some fears. You're kind of hesitant. You're coming out of this, some inner stress, some things that have been going on, inner world and external world here. And so that combined with the ego is causing you to have some doubts. You've been losing a little bit of faith, but I'm here to tell you, over the next 6 months, things are really happening for you. So you don't need to hold on to any negativity, any doubts, any fears any longer, because it's already coming to fruition. You can trust and know that your guides and your angels are there for you. They're helping you heal through all of this work so that you can get to where you want to be over the next 6 months. For some of you, they're telling me that in this particular reading, some of you, the things that you came with questions or intentions with to this reading are really big things. So word of caution for the smaller percentage of you, that you came to this reading wanting to know if this big life event that you're shifting through is going to be complete at the end of 6 months. And there's just some of you where it's going to take a little bit longer. Most of you, things will happen and pan out over the next 6 months. You're going to make leaps and bounds over the next 6 months. You're going to be in a perfect place. The actual manifestation and end goal may or may not happen by the end of the 6 months. There's so many people watching this video over time that the reading is going to be a little bit different for everyone with the outcome. But for most of you, the far majority of you, yes, things are coming to fruition at the end of 6 months. Things are really happening. You're making leaps and bounds. You're reaching a lot of your goals. For some of you, you are in the process of that. And by the end of 6 months, you are going to be in a great place, but things may not be finished. Like, I don't know why. They're telling me if you're asking about a divorce situation or something like that, it will finalize. Things will come through for you and they will settle, but it may take a little longer than 6 months. But just know that this is the direction that you're headed in and things are going to work out. And that's what they're saying right now, that not to worry about any of those things. Next, we have vulnerability and wave of power. So vulnerability is inverted, which means your ego, again, is coming in and kind of stopping you from being vulnerable, from allowing your heart to be open, from allowing yourself to be the real, true, authentic you. So you're hiding a little bit. Your ego is kind of getting in the way of allowing you to be your full, authentic self and to be really vulnerable about some of the hard things. And I think this also really correlates with some of the inner healing that may need to happen for you. So just take that in. For a lot of you, there's a very tight connection between these 3 and 4 cards right here, right now, is that things have been feeling a little turned up, but kind of hopeful. The ego's been holding you back. You haven't been super open, and some of that needs to heal. Vulnerability is going to let you heal. The more vulnerable you are, the more things naturally progress and kind of move forward, so that it allows you to be in your power. Once you're vulnerable, then you can let go of all that pride. You can let go of the things you've been holding on to and just be free. Well, vulnerability gives you freedom. It may not always be easy to be vulnerable. It can be very challenging for some of you, but just know the moment you are vulnerable, that's when the healing begins. That's when things start to shift. That's when you start opening up. That's when things really begin to manifest for you and the healing actually happens. As long as you are not being vulnerable, as long as you're hiding behind your pride, the healing is kind of stunted. You can only heal so much until you allow yourself to be fully vulnerable. And then over here we have wave of power, a surge of power, upswing in energy, exhilarating movement. And I love that we have this card right here kind of coming up for you. That powerful energy of what's really coming to fruition in your life. It's all coming together. Just stay in your power through this entire process of the next 6 months, because things are happening in a really beautiful way. And then we also have here the 2 of fire. You've come into your own new partnership or contract, continuing to move forward. So some of you might be feeling stuck recently. And again, that's coming from the ego. It's coming from the lack of healing. And that's what I'm sensing here. For some of you, this is turning. There's movement happening in this card. You're kind of coming out of some old patterns so that you can step into the full fruition of the things that you desire. Oh my goodness, look at this. And we have the Sun card. Look, Sun and Sun. When we have two of the exact same card, because these two cards are also a tarot deck. They're an angel tarot deck versus this other traditional tarot deck. This is huge. Like, everything is coming. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. When you get two of the same exact major cards, and this was the last one that came out, and this represents kind of where you're headed, I mean, there's no doubt that everything is coming your way. You really have nothing to worry about. Like, this layout, I'm going to be very honest with you, you have some really beautiful cards over here as we move through the next 6 months. So things are coming to fruition. Just allow yourself to be vulnerable, allow yourself to be open and heal. There's a little bit of resistance with the ego, but as long as you step into your power, I mean, everything is working out in your favor. I see some really good things. This is actually a very bright kind of reading. There's not as many struggles as, some of the other predictive readings I've done. So things are moving, things are flowing. And as long as you stay true to yourself and you really step into your power and be authentically you, you're going to work through any little blips in the road that you come across. The healing is a big part of that, but just have confidence. You really don't have anything to worry about. Things are happening, things are moving, and everything is going to work out in your favor. You're going to manifest everything that you desire. The majority of you in the 6 months or less, and then some of you to finalize things, it may take a little longer than 6 months, but it's all happening for you. It's all really, really good. I'm totally loving this for you guys right now. So if you enjoyed this reading, please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and then also hit that bell so you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. And if you're interested in going a little bit deeper, some coaching, and your own personalized reading, be sure to reach out to me. There are some links in the description so you can set up your own personalized appointment. For those of you who chose deck 3 for 6 months predictions with the red tiger's eye, this is your initial kind of baseline reading. We're going to layer some cards over this to give you some insights of how we can kind of work through what's going on with you right now. So what I'm seeing specifically for you is there have been some illusions, some things going on in your mind, in your emotions that are kind of getting you stuck and not really helping you move forward. You've been experiencing some stickiness, some things that kind of been holding you back, but a lot of it is kind of on the mental and emotional level. And interestingly enough, over the next 6 months, whatever you set your intention for this reading about, there's a lot of delays. Like the 6 of Swords, typically when it's upright, it's moving. You're in a boat, you're moving forward with your life, but it's inverted, which means things are not moving for you right now. And same with the 3 of Wands. This person is seeking out a new adventure. There's things happening, but again, it is inverted. So you actually have 2 cards in a row, both of them representing delays, things not moving forward the way you want them to. Things are kind of on pause. Things are not happening. It may or may not turn out the way you want it to over the next 6 months. And that's okay. Understand that all these things are happening for you. So whatever delays are coming up, it is not because it's not meant to happen. The universe and God and your angels, they always have a higher and better purpose for you. So if things are not turning out in the timeline you want them to, don't worry about it. It's okay. There is a reason why things are taking longer than you desire them to. There are reasons why things are slowing down and maybe experiencing some delay. Some of it has to do with your own mindset, your own energy, and some of the illusions or the beliefs that you've been holding on to that are not serving you. Because that's what an illusion is, right? Every thought we think is not necessarily based in truth. It's based off of our beliefs. And some of those beliefs are definitely not based off of reality. They're based off of fear. They're based off of of worry and anxiety or trying to protect you. And that's where a lot of our mindset and our emotions stem from. And so illusions really just mean we've been holding on to some beliefs, some emotions of things that aren't helping us move forward. And that's really why you're experiencing delays. It's the inner world. It's what's going on inside of you emotionally, the resistance that you have to stepping up into your new life, the imbalance, the things that you're kind of not working through emotionally, maybe some traumas from the past, maybe some big events that you're not communicating about, you're not working through things. You're kind of holding yourself back emotionally, and that's manifesting in the physical world too. By not doing the inner work, by not choosing to shift your beliefs and staying in your old mindset and your old patterns, emotionally, what you're projecting into the universe is that you're not ready for the next step. And so part of your healing is going to be Four of Swords. This is meditation. This is going inward. This is really about you getting grounded with your mindset, with shifting how you think about life, about your potential, your confidence, your power, your ability to make things happen for yourself, your ability to shift, to heal, to have better relationships, a better career, financial abundance, whatever you want to manifest, whatever you're hoping to get out of your life over the next 6 months and even long term, it's going to stem from this inner work that you really need to be doing. It's time to go deep. It's time to really reflect on some of the thoughts you've been thinking, on the beliefs, and start to question if they are actually serving you. And you may find that a lot of the fears and the things that you're experiencing from your mind and your emotions, they're just not helping you. And you have the choice to change that. You have the choice to go inward and make these shifts so that you get unstuck. So you might experience some stickiness. For those of you that are watching and you take the advice, you actually move forward with the messages that are going to come through from your angels, of the guidance of the steps you need to take, you can move through this a lot quicker. You might actually just be sticky for a short period of time. You're going to get to the Four of Swords a lot faster and do quite a bit of inner work to help you manifest and bring things to fruition for you in a really positive way. For some of you, you're going to watch this and you're going to forget about it in an hour and you're not going to be taking action. And so you're going to feel stuck for a bit longer if you're not being conscious and aware and doing the inner work to get you to where you need to be. You are in control of how long this delay is in your life. You are in 100% control of it based off of how much you shift your own thoughts, your own mindset, and your own emotions around the potential outcomes. Because the sooner you change that, the sooner everything here is going to be freed up. Next, we have some pretty big cards here, I feel. Debt paid off. The old weight and habits of debt is lifted from you and your life. For a lot of you, this is referring to financial debt. There's also a significant portion of you that this is referring to emotional debt. So debts, repayments, contracts that you have with other people. By contracts, I mean soul contracts. So maybe there are some relationships that you came into this lifetime to experience in order to have retribution, to pay someone back, to, maybe you were not nice to someone in a past lifetime and they came back to be your friend in this lifetime so you can make right. There's also that kind of debt. There's emotional debt. There's things that we've done that we are having a hard time forgiving ourselves for, that we've done in the past, that we're holding on to some resentment. So this is time to really let go of all the things that don't serve you, to come into fruition on many different levels. For most of you, it is financial, but there are some of you that it's on these other mental, emotional, spiritual levels that have to do more with your relationships and your inner work about your own forgiveness and your own self-worth. We also have marriage over here. Beautiful. The fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. So for some of you, this may actually mean a proposal. This may actually mean you're getting married, or it also might mean that you're about to embark on a new relationship, or you're taking your relationship to the next level, or maybe you're healing some of the inner stuff that's going on with you and you're ready to start dating again. This does have to do with a new chapter in your life. whether or not that's specifically marriage, this can have multiple meanings. So it's really an up-leveling of your relationships, of shifting yourself so that you're ready to receive more in your life when it comes to romance, opening your heart chakra, and really allowing yourself to receive the love and joy that you desire to have in this lifetime. And the next two cards that we have for you is Sanctuary, privacy, inviolate personal space, and respected boundaries, and taboo. So Sanctuary is really about having a safe space. That's what a sanctuary is. It is a place that you go where you are safe, where you can do your inner work, where you can take care of yourself, where you can create an altar and a sacred space where you can just be. You can allow yourself to be who you are, to reflect on yourself. The sanctuary also strongly correlates to the Four of Swords, because there is that meditation time. There is that time where you need to go inward and reflect on who you are, reflect on your higher self, reflect on the ego that's kind of getting in the way and causing some delays in your life right now. So having some alone time is going to be very important for you over the next 6 months. It's going to be important for you to go inward, to meditate, to create a safe space. Schedule it in your calendar. I want you to actually schedule time to meditate, schedule time to journal. This could be a daily thing that you do. This could be a weekly thing you do. You could also schedule your time around the moon, doing a little bit more inner work when there's a new moon, which is no moon, and maybe focusing on abundance when you're in the full moon, right? Going deep on the inner work when it's dark. Like when the moon is actually dark, we go inward. We actually, more of the darkness surfaces in us, the shadow side of us that we need to work through. And then when we look at the full moon, it is bright. And that is when we are most primed energetically to focus on abundance, the good things, and to really bring things to fruition. You can also cycle your inner work time, if you're a female, around your menstrual cycle. Think of the new moon as your inner work time, where we kind of look at some of the shadow work. That's going to be around your menstrual cycle. And then when you're ovulating kind of 2 weeks later, that is when you are doing more of your peak energy work, your manifestation work, the big affirmations, and focusing on what serves you most. So that's one way you can schedule your inner work time so that you can get through this stickiness faster. I love that we now have also the yearning card right next to the marriage card. It's so funny that we have two relationships. Again, I always get so excited when we have cards that are like the exact same card and the same meaning. Longing for someone, undesired separation, pinning. So again, there's a lot of themes around relationship, around love, around healing, and doing some of the inner work. So for you, for a good portion of you, this whole journey over the next 6 months is very relationship based. Not all of you, there's a small percentage of you that it's a little deeper than that. It's more like big life chapters. But for a lot of you, the relationship is a really big part of it. So do some inner work around your beliefs around relationships. I highly recommend that you also maybe read some books or listen to some podcasts that are all about how to have better relationships. What is your love language, and how do you communicate better in relationships? What are some things that can help create healthy relationships? I think that's going to be really helpful for you as you come into fruition, and give you some things to meditate on, to learn, and to grow when you have your alone time. And then we also have, to finish off for you, interesting, 2 pages. We have the page of Fire, upright, which is very outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. So there's a lot of fire happening with a lot of newness for you. And we also have the page of Air, logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changing plans, truth delivered without facts. So this is inverted, which means that we're kind of moving this energy. It can also mean that it's the opposite energy. I find it interesting that it says delays or changes to the plan, There's a lot of changes to your plans. What you thought was going to happen over the next 6 months isn't necessarily going to be that way. We have now 3 cards that specifically talk about delays. So that, again, it's coming in, but this is also kind of the end, right? Like we're coming to the end of your reading. And so this might also be moving by the time the 6 months come through. As long as you're doing some of this inner work, you're actually going inward, you're doing some meditation, some self-reflection, you're really shifting your mindset, and you're healing your relationships, things are turning around for you. I think for most of you, this is really shifting. But keep in mind that this is a reoccurring theme for you, and doing the inner work is really what's going to create the outcome that you're looking for. And so, in essence, not only does the delay kind of create a parallel here, but I also see a very strong parallel with the initial kind of illusions of your mindset and your emotions up here, because this is logical, honest, impulsive and curious. And the opposite of that is kind of that sticky, the illusion, kind of getting caught up in false beliefs and things that maybe don't serve you. So that energy also kind of ties in with what's going on. And as long as you can move through that and utilize some of these other things that are going on in your life, that inner work, then you can move through things a lot faster. So remember, all of these things are happening for you. They're happening for a reason. There is a bigger purpose out there that God and your angels are guiding you towards. Your higher self knows and understands all of this already. It's just sometimes on a human perspective, we want things to turn out a certain way. And when they don't, we get frustrated when they don't happen in the timeline that we think, or we think it's not happening fast enough, and we get all these delays. Just know it's supposed to be that way. And it's okay for it to be that way, because there are so many insights. There are so many things that are coming to fruition. In the end, this inner work, like, things are really coming together in your love life. You have some beautiful things happening. It may not happen the way you think it's going to, but it is happening. The outcome is there. The fruition is there. Like, the manifestations are there in the end. It's just not going to look the way you think it's going to look. And that's okay. That's life, right? If we could predict life, and if life was exactly like we knew everything that was going to happen and it all happened in the exact timing every single time, how boring would that be? If we said, oh, I want this to happen in 6 months, A, B, and C, and like everything just happened, that would be boring. That's not like why we came here. We didn't come here to like write down exactly what we want and then everything happened exactly that way in that exact timing with no surprises, no fun, no exciting things that the universe throws at us. That would be really boring. So know that these delays are happening so that you can up level big picture so much faster. Things you have a lot of beautiful stuff here. So I just wanted to kind of ease your mind on that end, that things are working out in your favor, even though it feels like there's delays. Just know that you're all good. You've got your guides and angels with you. They're here right now. They're guiding you through this, and you can channel them anytime you want to call on them for support, for guidance through this next 6 months and beyond, every single day if you choose to. I have some other videos. You can check those out that are specifically about channeling your guides and angels and really developing your intuition so that you can get some more inner guidance on a daily basis for your entire life path. If you enjoyed this reading here, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and also hit that bell so you get notified every time that I have a new episode for you. And if you would like to go deeper with me, I am more than happy to do some one-on-one sessions, coaching, not only card readings, but really digging deep into the ins and outs of how to help you through these tough times, through the mindset stuff, to shift your limiting beliefs so that we can get you to where you want to be faster, and some tangible things that you can do inner work-wise as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I can't wait to see you in the next episodes.